Is it legal for the officers to pull me out of the car, even if I've not done anything wrong? Generally speaking, the answer is yes. The Supreme Court of the United States has ruled that an officer can pull a person out of the car on a very de minimis, very minimal excuses. So if the officer just likes to pull everyone out of the car because he feels it's safer for him, he can do that. So officer safety is a broad blanket of excuses that allows an officer to pull a person out. So if the officer says, oh, I feel it was safer for me, generally speaking, that's a constitutionally valid reason to pull someone out of the car. Additionally, if there's any evidence that they've been drinking, or they smell the odor of alcohol, or your eyes look a little bloodshot, a lot of judges accept that as well as an excuse to pull the person out of the car. There's only a handful of judges who take exception with officers pulling people out of the cars for no good reason. Generally speaking, in Virginia, the law is an officer can pull you out of the car for any reason. Now, the question then becomes, well, what if I don't want to leave the car? Now, theoretically speaking, if you just go completely dead weight, and the officer says, get out of the car, and you sit there and you do not resist him at all, or take any proactive movements to resist him physically pulling you out of the car, it's a little bit of a gray area, and I think most defense attorneys would tell you that that's okay and that's legal. However, it's dancing a very fine line. There have been plenty of people who have gone that route, who have gone dead weight and let the officer pull them out of the car, and they've been charged with resisting arrest. Or the more likely scenario is what happens is they physically pull you out of the car, maybe they smash your window first, and then when they throw you down on the ground, they're not so gentle, and when you start saying, ow, it hurts, your handcuffs are too tight, and you start wiggling, then they claim you're resisting arrest, and if you thrash around too much, then and you put them in fear of an unfriendly contact, then it's assault on a police officer. So what you see is these situations where people refuse to get out of the car, they often escalate into more serious charges, and it gets ugly quickly. So under Virginia law, the safest interpretation is that an officer can pull you out anytime they want, and if they order you to do so, the best thing to do is to do so without talking. You do have a right to remain silent, so you can exit the car without talking. And that's the best thing to do.